triathlon wetsuit is a tight-fitting, fragile garment. The first time you put one on can be a little bit intimidating. A mistake can cost you your suit, and we don't want to see that happen. So we're going to give you a couple of tips here to help those first timers. So Kylie's going to use some rubber palmed gardening gloves to better grip the suit and protect the suit from fingernail cuts. Really common in these high-end suits. Any rubber glove will do, a work rubber glove or something from the kitchen. They all work. She's put a plastic shopping bag over her foot, which will reduce all the friction pushing that foot through the leg. Slides right through. She'll do that for both legs, and then slowly just pull the leg up. You want to grab above the folds, take up the slack, and be really patient. Inch at a time. Don't be in a rush. In racing, you want to take your suit off fast, but take your time putting it on. Before you can pull the suit up over your hips, you want to get it as high as you can on your legs. Starting at the bottom, pull it up high on the calves, give yourself an extra few inches, high up over the knees, high up over the quads, so that by the time you get up to the hips, you've got a little extra suit to work with. Here she's taking up some more slack, get it up high on the hips. When it's time to come up over the hips, side to side, one side an inch, the other side an inch. These suits are designed so that you can cut the length of the legs down if you want. It's not really necessary to have the leg length go all the way to the ankle, but it certainly would have out of the box. You can cut them without worrying about compromising the seams in any way, and the reason you do that is it makes it quite a bit easier to take off. As I say, you want to put them on slowly, but you want to take them off as quickly as you can. She's almost ready now to put the arms on, and this is where you want to be especially careful. On these high-end suits, the neoprene in the shoulders and arms is generally quite thin and fragile, which makes them easier to swim in, but a lot easier to tear. That's why I always like to recommend to athletes to have a cheap suit to train in and a high-end suit to race in. Train heavy, race light. And you'll extend the life of both your suits. Once you've got them up over, you need somebody to help you do the zipper up. You can do it yourself. I don't recommend it. It puts a strain on that zipper back there. And if you get someone else to help you, you make sure all the folds are flat, not rubbing you, chafing. And then you'll see we put the cord up there where she can find it, but I'll show another tip that you can do with that cord. Now comes the fun part. Seat the shoulders with a nice blow. Get a friend to seal around the wrist there, fill the shoulders with air, and it seats nicely. Here's what I was talking about earlier. We've taken her release cord and tied it to the back of her goggles. If you have a release cord that starts at the top and finishes at the bottom like this one, you may need to extend the cord a little bit. But this is a really nice little trick. If you get your goggles kicked off in a mass start, you'll always find your goggles, and when you're finished your swim, you'll always find your cord. So I like this tip. Here's a couple of other things. We talked about chafing. That's a stick of Body Glide, and that'll reduce friction mostly in the neck area and the outer area of the armpit. That's where you chafe the most. This product will reduce that greatly. You'll hear a lot of triathletes tell you that you should never use Vaseline because it'll erode your wetsuit. In 35 years in this sport, I've never seen a wetsuit eroded from Vaseline, but it can make a mess. You want to save a little bit of money, you can use diaper rash ointment. It works quite well. And I've also put in some silicone earplugs there. I really like these for open water swimming. They reduce vertigo. A lot of people get dizzy swimming. This will reduce that greatly, and in cold water, they're an absolute must. And just remember, the first time you put on a wetsuit, it's going to feel tight, almost too tight. In some cases, it's hard to breathe. but once you get into the water, it'll loosen up, it expands a little bit, a couple of strokes in, and you're feeling good. So don't give up, stay patient, stay calm, get in the water, be safe, and have fun.